Welcome back, fellow warriors, to the stage of history. My name is Cosmo Jazz, and this is my reaction channel. Now we are going to be coming back to The Rubber, where we go back on our SCP journey to figure out who all of these SCPs are, because I always find these kind of things very interesting, no matter how silly they possibly get. And this one might be a little bit on the sillier side too, because this one is called Eyes on Hand. Now, I say that, and I could also be one of the most creepiest things I've ever seen in my life. But we won't know until we get into this. So, let's get into this, shall we? And as always, please, before you see this video, go to their video, check it out, support the creators and everything like that, because without them, we wouldn't even have this video in the first place. So, thank you guys for watching. Let's get into this.
Viewer discretion is advised. Being a police officer for nearly 10 years, James has experienced the worst the job can offer. One day, he was assigned to investigate an area with a partner. It was just a simple investigation. A couple people went missing in the vicinity, but something about the case unsettled him deeply. Why were the cars still running while empty? It's a densely forested area. Where could the passengers have gone to? What lurks within the forest? It was a long and dark night.
All good questions.
It had been 4 hours. James and his partner were investigating the case on road. Suddenly, a vintage-looking car sped up from behind and caught up to them. They couldn't see the driver's face, even though James shone his flashlight on the car.
They've been
Before
smoking
they could
that
do
highlighted
anything,
weed.
the driver extended his hand out through the window. It turned, and on it, there were 2 human eyes
that's disturbing.
staring right at them. James had seen it all, or so he thought. And at that moment, he knew he couldn't have been more wrong. Hello everybody, I'm The Rubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation Euclid class object, SCP-3470.
So it's not Keter, so it's not like a world-ending threat.
SCP-3470,
But it's
also
definitely
known
worth
as
noting.
Harry Potter's Revenge, is a predatory
Potter's
organism
Revenge,
that
what the?
relies on mimicry in its hunts and its prey, humans. 3470 specifically mimic the appearance of cars of vintage model, with a driver whose face is obscured by the perpetually fogged windshield. When hunting prey, it will extend the driver's left hand and make driving signals. On its palm, there are 2 human eyes embedded on it, and they appear to react and operate the same way as normal human eyes. 3470 is a nocturnal hunter. It patrols roadways and its territory, which overlaps part of Cibola National Forest in New Mexico, in search of solitary cars.
Kind of reminds me of another SCP
prey,
I saw at one
up to
point.
them, pass them, and then force them to slow down and stop with hand gestures. Before it attacks,
Pretty sure you get in the wreck.
3470 will rotate the hand so its prey can see its palm, as well as the eyes embedded on them. It is still unclear what purpose the eyes serve in hunting their prey. That is as far as the Foundation knows about its hunting behavior. As for its method of attack and consumption of prey, remain a mystery.
Really?
There were reports of empty automobiles with engines still running and the passengers
Normally we're not that
nowhere to
vague,
be
I don't
found.
think.
All these reports share 2 things in common. The same tire tracks were mentioned, and there were blue specks of paint on trees surrounding the missing person's cars. 2 police officers were dispatched to the area for investigation and disappeared in a similar manner. However, at the time of their disappearance, they were still in radio contact with other officers, and the description of 3470 has caught the Foundation's attention, especially the hand of the driver. And thus an investigation was conducted by the Foundation.
Of course.
2 D-Class personnel, dubbed D01 and D13, were assigned to investigate 3470. They were dispatched at dusk in an off-road vehicle to attract the attention of 3470. The mission was to look for 3470, and once it appears, shoot it with piercing rounds which were modified to include GPS beacon so it can be tracked. It was getting dark fast as they cruised along the road. Soon,
I wonder what the incentive was that they didn't just run away.
As they moved closer, the car changed its direction so that it was driving along the same road as them. Follow that vehicle. Get closer to it. D13, get ready to shoot the vehicle if necessary, said Command. They accelerated to catch up to the unidentified vehicle, which in turn appeared to be slowing down. As it got closer, the D-Class's vehicle headlights illuminated the vehicle properly. It was a turquoise color car of a vintage model. Upon quick inspection, they couldn't find the license plate or any means of identification aside from the car's model and color. Through the apparently foggy interior of the car, they could only see that there was only the driver in it. Suddenly, the car stopped abruptly about 20 meters away from the D-Class, forcing them to brake sharply. "Whoa, what the? Learn how to drive, man!" he yelled.
Who gives a fuck about that? Shoot!
From the driver's side of the car and made a stop hand gesture. "A little too late for that now, isn't it?" And slowly, the hand rotated and showed a pair of human eyes on the palm. They darted around and blinked once, then shifted its attention to the D-Class. "That's the anomaly. Tag it." But before D-13 could point his rifle at the car, it began to reverse, leaving D-01 no choice but to reverse as well. D-13 leaned out of the window and took shots at the anomaly, but the bumpiness of the road severely affected his aim. All the while, 3470's hand remained outside the car window, making a stop hand gesture, the eyes fixed intently on the D-Class. With the mission held with the utmost importance, the command ordered D-01 to slow down so D-13 could hit the anomaly. "No way I'm slowing down. I'm not about to let it catch up to us and find out what the hell it's gonna do to us," yelled D-01 as he stepped on the pedal with all his might. Eventually, after some time of pursuit, D-13 managed to hit 3470 twice. The anomaly emitted a loud screeching sound like a car performing an emergency brake and slowed down. D-01 did not, however. And soon, 3470's lights slowly faded into the distance and disappeared completely from view.
So does that mean the entire car is the body and it takes pain?
Drove back to the base without a scratch, and conversation as well. The investigation did not end there, as D-13 proved to be a decent marksman. He had successfully tagged 3470 with the GPS beacon, which allowed the MTF Lambda 12 to track it to its nest. Its pattern of movement suggested that 3470 only comes out at night, as the beacon stayed consistently at the same location while the sun was up. Soon, a 6-man Lambda 12 team was dispatched to investigate the nest. The nest was a small cave in a forest near where D-01 and D-13 encountered 3470. They set up near the nest and monitored the beacon signal. As the sun set, the beacon moves away from the location of the cave. 3470 was out for a hunt. They moved towards the cave quickly. While L5 and L6 remained on watch outside, the rest of the team proceeded into the cave. The interior of the cave smelled like feces and diesel, unpleasant smells that hinted at biological and industrial activities, and maybe the anomaly's diet. As they advanced, L3 accidentally stepped into a scat pile. Although disgusted, he shone his flashlight on the pile. Among the dark black goopy mess, several small white fragments were poking out of it.
Is it shitting out people?
They realized that those were in fact human bones. What's more, they have also found a police badge among the bones. The team advanced deeper and deeper into the cave.
I think that's answering my question of if the entire thing is the body.
They could see a 4-legged organism trying to wriggle in the eggs through its translucent shells. They collected the half of the egg, and half of them were incinerated by L1 with his flamethrower. As they were leaving, 3470 came into view and blocked the entrance at the exit of the cave. L1 anxiously contacted command, but received no reply. In front of them, 3470 was revving its engine furiously, as if it was preparing to run into them in full speed. At that moment, the anomaly's hand appeared from the driver's side window,
and its
eyes blinked repeatedly at the squad. L3 immediately emptied his rifle's magazine at the hand, and one of the tranquilizer darts found its mark and hit 3407 squarely in its right eye. The dart must have caused intense pain to the anomaly, as it made an ear-piercing screeching sound and then reversed out of the cave. As the squad exited the cave, L5 and L6 were missing. Not a single trace of them were found anywhere near the location. But before they returned to base, the team realized something. Wasn't 3470 supposed to be, turquoise, right? That one was black. That could mean one thing. Either 3470 was able to mimic and change its color
to
and
another car.
potentially the model of car or even different objects, or that there were more than just one entity of 3470, or maybe both.
Before we end this video, we
That's
are
a
proud to
terrifying
present
thought.
these incredibly sweet pieces of fan art. A big thank you to all of you. You can now send us your fan art, and we will be
Imagine,
more
like,
than
not
happy to
only
show
that,
off your
like,
best art
so I'm
piece in
guessing
our
what
next
it does
video.
is
Check out our description below on how to
maybe
submit.
the
I
front
hope you
of it
enjoyed
is
today's
its
video.
mouth, and then
Which
it like
SCP do you want to
is
see
able
in the
to
next
take
video,
everything
and why
in
it
the
is interesting?
car
Let us
and
know
whatnot,
in
you
the
know, like
comment
try
below.
to eat
We will
everything
draw
as a
your story
whole.
and share it with the world. Don't forget to
And
click like,
it
subscribe
consumes
to
the
the channel, and hit
car,
bell. Please share it to your
possibly
friends if you
in
like
order to
this
have
video.
it
Thank you
maybe
so much for watching, and we will see you in the next
use
video.
it to
Bye-bye.
change colors and models and stuff. That's how it's getting it. Although for some reason it's only able to do it on older cars, as far as changing than the newer ones, unless something I missed. But when it came to the actual human part of it, it actually ate and consumed them like a normal human does, and then shat them out of the unnecessary parts, basically. That's disgusting. Ooh. Yeah, imagine, like he said, that there's more of them out there than just the one who was kind of like switching around and stuff. I mean, of course, I would think that the more one would be the worst scenario, but even thinking if it was just the one, like, I wonder how indestructible that kind of thing was. And also, I'm surprised that everybody's aim is not that good when it comes to it's the size matter of a car. Like, I feel like a car would be a pretty easy target to hit. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that would be a fairly easy target. So, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, what you think this thing could possibly be about. And let me know which one I should look for next, because I'm definitely going to be checking out more of the Rubber. They always do good work, and they always like to do these SCP things, which I completely adore, including to the point where I might be checking out this live action thing I think I've been seeing on my timeline. I think it's called Overlord. I might be checking that out soon because it looks interesting, but we'll get to that later. Till then, as always, if you like what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And as always, ask yourself this one question: does your soul still burn? Bye, guys. Have a blessed day. Money and the city that I'm from. I'll stay until I feel it.